Recording in progress.
Hey everybody, welcome to Stock Sniper Trading. Thanks everyone for joining. My name is Ron. My partner is Dave. It's almost 11 a.m. Eastern. It's 10:56. If you're in any trades right now, just be ready because in 4 minutes a new hourly candle is going to open. So just please be careful because some volume is going to come in while I'm talking. And guys, let's have a fun session. It's been a great week. It's nice to be back in New York and these post-New York sessions. The volume is a little bit different than it trades in Tokyo. And there's much more news going on. Right now, we have some breaking news with Donald Trump. He's meeting China's Xi Jinping, and China's Xi offered to help on Iran. This is coming from Fox News, and China's President Xi wants to see the Strait of Hormuz open, and China's President Xi said he won't give military equipment to Iran. So we're going to see some breaking news on today's call because Trump and China and Xi Jinping are meeting and talking and negotiating, and who knows what's going on with them. But we have to be very, very careful because anything can happen. We can see big volume, big volatility. So just please trade with proper risk management, whether you're buying, selling, whatever you're trading. If you're trading NASDAQ, S&P, Dow, if you're trading gold, oil, if you're trading currency, whatever it is, or in the stock market. Guys, the stock market has flipped green. It started this morning red and now has flipped green. So we might close strong, and we got some new all-time highs in the US indices. NASDAQ is on a tear right now. So let's do some analysis together. Let's see what's happening around the world in the news, and then we'll get on to the charts. And it is Thursday, May 14. And just remember, tomorrow's the end of the week. Friday, options expire tomorrow. So Fridays are always difficult days to trade in the market. So if you are already on your way to your weekly goal, I highly recommend you scale your trading down and start to enjoy a long weekend. Okay. Now let's get into it. So today we're going to look at gold. We'll decide between NASDAQ or US 30. We'll do one of these securities. That was the previous all-time high for NASDAQ right there, that orange line that we hit yesterday. Right over here, and you see we just broke through it and have created a new all-time high at 29,650. Are we gonna hit 30,000? That psychological level up there, okay? Guys, so some news today. Lots of news in the markets. Europe is on holidays, so Swiss banks are closed. French banks are closed. German banks are closed. So if you were trading in the European session, maybe it was a little slow volume for you. We had the big retail sales in US this morning. So we had the core retail sales month over month. You know that the word core excludes something. That excludes automobile sales. And then we have the retail sales, which includes automobile sales. So these are revised previous numbers. They've changed. And this was this month's forecast, 0.7 and 0.5 respectively. And they came out the same numbers. So no increase. This was pretty much a surprise that retail sales and core retail sales weren't above their forecast. Okay. We also had our unemployment weekly claims that come out every Thursday morning. So you can see that unemployment is 211,000 from the forecast of 205. Okay. And then we had mortgage delinquencies are up. Previous was 4.26, 4.44. Yesterday we had the 30-year bond auction. You remember that? So it moved up from 4.88. Now we're in the fives. So it's at 5.05. And we'll see if that continues in the next month. We'll be watching the bonds as well. Okay. And for our afternoon, let's see if we're going to have any high impact news. We'll have some FOMC speakers throughout the session, and that's about it. Okay. And then if you are trading into your Friday tomorrow, it's not a busy day. No high impact news. Just treat it as a Friday, and please be careful and have a plan when you're trading Fridays, because sometimes you don't want to get into trades and then you start trading and then you end up holding over the weekend, and that's not your intentions. So either get in, do your intraday trading, do some scalping, whatever it is, or don't trade. Or if you do, have some rules, because when you hold overnight positions, we have no idea what could happen around the world on the weekend. Trump is in China. You never know. And then when you open up Sunday night, Monday morning, the markets are pumping or dumping and gapped up and gapped down, and you have no idea what's going on. So just please have a plan, okay? Have a plan when you're trading. Let's continue moving. Earnings, not much earnings. There wasn't too much going on this morning. After hours today, we have Applied Materials, New Holdings, Figma, and United States Antimony Corporation. No big names, okay? So I wouldn't be worried about earnings. Tomorrow morning, again, just go over the names tomorrow morning. No big names, okay? I wouldn't be too concerned about earnings today. World global news. So Xi Jinping tells US CEOs that China will open up more. It was awesome. Tesla CEO Elon Musk said about his talks with Xi and Trump's visit to China. Got a 2-day summit underway. Stocks rise as NVIDIA jumps. So right now, Trump and Xi, a summit there is kicking off as we're on this call, okay? And NVIDIA, new all-time high. Tech AI is leading the way over here. US clears NVIDIA H200 chip sales to 10 China buyers. US import prices surge as fuels post biggest gain in 4 years. What else we got? What else we got here? Honda posts first ever loss, plans big hybrid pivot, and scraps all EV goals. So Honda is moving away from the EV mandate, the electrical vehicles, and they're going to be planning a big hybrid. That's what I was saying. Hybrid is probably going to be the future for vehicles. I can't see too much transitioning from gasoline all to EV. There's going to be your electric vehicle people, but it's not going to take over the world, in my opinion. Hybrid is going to be the big one. Okay. So that's our news. Big names up. Poet Technologies is up 28%. Cisco had earnings. They're up 14%. Look at this. QUCY, Quantum Cyber, is up 124%. So, at SST, we're going to start sending out to the group pre-market gainers and midday recaps, and hopefully we'll catch some of these gainers in the pre-market on abnormal volume. We caught this one, Wolf, the other day, and it's up right now 8%. There was a nice dip buy. If you guys were on my call yesterday and you guys saw it this morning, how Wall Street market opened, it was a fantastic dip buy on Wolf. Okay, so let's just continue moving, guys. In the Discord, we send out some signals over here, some trade ideas for the group, and this was right over here, gold. So we got some closing volume above 4692 and pushing to 4700. Nice little double bottom with a nice liquidity grab that took out that low right there. So when you put the pieces of the puzzle together, it might make sense. That's a good 100 pip move. And then on indices, the indices are nonstop. So US 30 and NASDAQ are pushing. Here was one we just sent out on US 30. See how it first candle came up, impulse came back down, black, came back up at the opening balance range right there. Continue come up, then it was pushed for a new high, and you got closing volume. And look, they gapped it down as a bullish ignited candle, and that could be your cue to get in, follow the volume, look at it, come up, and it closed above all of this structure. So that is a structural candle. I would find the point of control and cut that one in half for trailing stop loss or for a re-entry if you're not in. Look at the size of the wick, short wick, shallow pullback, pop that wick, and continue to drive and start to fill the big black candle right over here that dropped the market earlier. Okay, so you see it's retracing right back up, maybe to trade into the point of control of this or to flip. And you see, I haven't done any analysis on this, but I can see structural bars, I can see what's going on, and I can measure the volume by just looking at it. Okay, so that's a fantastic move. Dow is starting to catch up to NASDAQ, and that was a great move for over 100 pips. So congrats, guys, if you caught these. It came out 10 minutes before our call at 10:50. Long US 30 at 49,958, 959, 960. And then this is how it is shaping up. There's 49,958 right there. Just explain that volume and pushing. And now when you get the move, sometimes when the volume is there, you really get that push. So congrats to anybody that took it. And let's continue moving forward here. Everybody on YouTube, thank you guys for joining. There's a free Telegram channel pinned at the top for you guys, and all of our live links to our YouTube session. This was Dave trading live with the snipers in Discord and Zoom in the early morning. Alongside with this trade ideas, there's also live trading with Dave and myself, and took a loss on gold, but a win on NASDAQ breakout, watching gold for the next setup. And now we got the gold setup. So congrats. And guys, thank you for, congratulations and for all your support. We hit 5 million viewers on YouTube. So thank you guys very much. This is a big milestone for hitting 5 million, not 5 million views, 5 million viewers. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate that. And we're on our way to 100,000 subs as well. So that's big milestones for SST. And we do appreciate all of you guys. And join this free Telegram because all of your links are on there, promo codes, giveaways, all of that are on there. And if you want to join the team at stocksnipertrading.com, become a sniper in the Discord with the team and have all the perks of all the education, all the live sessions, the trade ideas, the indicators, everything we basically offer here. We're starting to get now into the stock and options trading and education, and it's going to be a fun summer. I'm going to be going enjoying all New York with Dave for the entire summer, for all of this month, May, June, July, August, into September. And then we'll see how everything is going. And maybe then I'll go back to Tokyo. But for the summer, I want to enjoy the summer with you guys and get some trading in the New York sessions where the volume is there, and then enjoy my evenings in the summer with my family and things like that. So hope you guys want to join, and everything for the premium plan, you use this code SSTMay50 and you'll get 50% off. Join the team. And guys, thank you to everybody. Appreciate everybody for the subscribes. We're almost at 97,400 and keep moving up. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't hit the like on the screen, hit it already, and let's get into this. Okay, so I'm going to start off top-down analysis on gold. Maybe we'll take a peek at NASDAQ. Right now we got some news. Let's see what's going on here. So from Buzz and Reuters, NASDAQ top and bottom performing stocks right over here. So our top stocks are Cisco. They had earnings. They're up 14% right now. Take-Two Interactive Software up 8%. Charter Communications up 7%. Broadcom is up 4%. And NVIDIA. NVIDIA's on a roll. It's just non-stop. Okay, so it's up 4%. New all-time high. The bottom performers right now are Qualcomm down 5%. SanDisk Corporation down 4%. PDD Holdings down 4%. Intel is having a little bit of a pullback from its historic highs. And Thomson Reuters over here at 2%. Okay, so NASDAQ 100 gained 214 points or 0.73% to 29,576 and recorded 9 new highs and 3 new lows. 66 stocks rose and 35 fell as advancing issues outnumbered decliners by about 1.9 to 2 ratio. Okay, so that's good. We're going to get some breaking news, and we'll take a peek at NASDAQ and US 30 as well. But let's get gold done out of the way. These are the 5-minute bars. This is the 5-minute trading. And I'm going to do a top-down analysis and get into this, okay? So welcome everyone on Zoom. Thanks everyone. Good morning. Krina, welcome. Thank you for joining. Mike, Justin, thank you for joining. Mahidi, welcome. Thank you for joining. Val, Dale, Country, welcome guys. And everyone on YouTube, we appreciate all of you guys as well. Thank you guys for all your support, and I hope you guys are continuing to learn and earn with SST. And yep, you're right. Barbecue at Ron's house at 100K. You guys are all invited. We'll have a big cookout at my house, and we'll have a lot of fun. Okay, guys? So let's get into this. Daily on gold, okay? So now I'm getting off the 5 minutes. This is the daily. So remember how if you've been with us every single day this week, you guys understand that I'm not looking and starting my charting and analysis from the all-time highs because we are trading in this range this week, right over here. So for me to start doing my analysis, I think it's going to be a waste of time on this call. It's not a waste of education, but if you catch any one of our calls in the last 6 years, you'll see how I start the calls, and I'm already charting that. So I want to focus more in this zone right over here because we have a 2-hour session. I think if gold just breaks out there, I don't think it's going to go to the all-time high unless something crazy happens with Donald Trump and Xi Jinping or some breaking news in the markets. But what we got to do is identify maybe this area for now. So how I start it is I look at the most obvious, what I can see. And right over here, that's the most obvious. There is a wall over there. There is a resistance where buyers cannot seem to break above there. So to me, that looks like a good starting point for a daily point of interest, okay? And I put it right at the body. I can zoom in so you can see as if these candles are 5-minute candles. They're indeed actually they are daily candles, okay? So right around there, 4,845, 4,850. Looks like resistance. Now, is there a zone above it? Yes, there is a zone above it. You can look right above, right there. There's your zone. Okay, and it's red to illustrate sellers, bringing it across my chart, and then I can see, now I can verify. On this day, April 8th, was a big blue candle, came into that zone where the sellers are, pushed it down. We came right back in there, and a big bearish candle came down. We came back in, impulse, and then pushed down. So we're not back there yet, but we are close, okay? So at that yellow line, I right-click, I add my alert, I create it, and I'm good to go. Can I analyze anything above here? Absolutely, but I don't think it's I think it's a waste of time today to do that. Okay. But if you want to go ahead and start doing some analysis up here, you're more than welcome. Okay. And then if you want, when you figure out a zone, you can back test it, bring it backwards, and then you see how it held as a green box right there as support due to this big bullish candle that closed above on February 6th. Okay. So that's to illustrate static levels, static zones. Now, we talked about this yesterday. There's a pivot here and a pivot here. Go to your most lowest pivot because that's where the bottom started. That took us up to the red box. So similar, exactly what I'm doing. Draw a yellow line at the bodies, body, 4,375, and then look for your zone. Your zone can be right here, just those bodies right there. You can drag it to the yellow line. You can come a little down to that wick, and then you see how I created my zone or order block in the market, whatever you want to call it, and I make it green to illustrate buyers. So now you see how I'm consolidating the volume. Yesterday was a great call where you see how I was consolidating the volume, and then we went into 2 trades and we made some money. So now we got to continue consolidating. This pivot is the most obvious pivot, coming down, and then stopping right there. So same thing. Yellow line. Oh, I forgot to do something here. I forgot to add my alert here at 4,375, and there it is. Now I see, again, we came down. So similar. Now, there's another zone above this one, higher low zone. If you want to figure out the zone, you can do the same thing. Bodies to those wicks right there. Now I got another zone, okay? Which zone is better to buy at, okay? If it comes down here and it's holding, there could be a good buy there, but the deeper in the depth of market, it's a better buy there because this is what started the big move, okay? This is the protected move. When it's coming down, it's not coming down into here, it's holding a higher low, okay? So see there again, now I add an alert, 4,520, yellow line, right click, add an alert. Now I'm adding alerts, getting ready for my weekly trading or even next week. Now, see how it's consolidating even lower, okay? So now I can focus on more what's going on here. Here's another pivot right there. There's a body, a wick, impulse, body, impulse. I don't see any blue volume closing above there, so you see how they're pushing it down. Now, remember this structural candle. We have a big structural blue candle. So part of top-down analysis is also analyzing structural candles. This is a structural candle. Look how it closed above this previous resistance right here. I'll show you. That was a resistance, and then that candle closed above it, okay? So, and it closed above this whole downtrend that started with this black candle, closed above. So, first thing I'm doing with that candle is grabbing my Fibonacci tool. This is one of my favorite charting tools, is put it at the opening balance, drag it to the closing balance. Because what I'm trying to do is figure out the point of control of this big, strong, bullish candle, which was printed on May 6th, Wednesday. So first thing I look at is 50%. It's right there. And look at how it lines up perfectly with the resistance, okay? Now I want to find my point of control. It's the 618382. It can be reversed. You can have the 382 or 618 on the top or the bottom. That's irrelevant, doesn't really matter. I'm just figuring out the size of the zone using the Fibonacci. There is the hidden block in the market right there, okay? Now, get rid of my Fibonacci. I add an alert again. We're at the 50%. Right there. Okay, add an alert. Can I show my Fib settings? Yep, right here. These are my Fib settings. So you see right over here. Okay, to figure out the point of control, you don't need to have all of the Fib settings, but if you want, all I have checked off is here is the 0, 236, 382, 0.5, 618, 786, 1, and 1 extension at the 1618. However, if I don't need this, all you need for point of control is I don't need 1.618, I don't need the 1, I don't need 786. I need the 618, okay? That's one of them I need. I need to have the 0.5. I need that one. I need the 382. I do not need the 236, and I do not need the 0, okay? Now you see how it looks. It looks like this. So it's perfect setup now to tell me where the 0.5 is and the point of control, okay? So watch when I figure out another structural candle on a lower time frame. I'll use that Fibonacci, and you'll see how clean it will look, okay? Now, Now I'm consolidating more. So now I can see on this day, okay, let's start the week. Monday, we came down bearish. Did it come into that point of control? No. Made a higher low, came back up, closed strong, impulse. Then Tuesday, it was bullish, broke out, came all the way back down. Look at it, it retested the top of that point of control. Buyers were there present. They pushed it right back up, closed with some bearish volume. Yesterday, we were opening price was bullish, traded right into 50% of that volume, got rejected, came down right here and closed right there. So what we can do now is look at the closing price and opening price of today. There it is. We're right back at it. Okay. Look, that was the close yesterday, 4687. And here was our opening price. It was initially bullish, came up there, made a high, our daily high. Did it go above yesterday's high? No. So it's a lower high. So I illustrate it with a purple line on my chart. And it got rejected, came all the way back down to the opening price. Then the sellers were in control, pushed it below yesterday's low, and we created our own low right here, purple line, 4667. I don't know, it's like a magnet at this number, 67. And it's a higher low from over here, still building. Then the buyers brought it right back up, and look, we're right at the opening balance again. So it's a spin top indecision candle. Gold can be choppy when I see a daily candle like this. Will it continue to build back up and break out of here, or is it going to come back down and travel into here? Okay, these are those type of candles that are very difficult to trade on all time frames because there's so much indecision between the buyers and sellers. And when I see these type of candles, I try to not trade as much as I can because these candles can frustrate you. There's no trend. There's no one in control. It's very hard to pinpoint, should I buy or should I sell? Okay, so now off of the daily, what I look at is the overall bigger picture. Okay, what do we see? I see a big selling leg coming down. I see a big support. I see a big top up there. You see how it starts, it looks like a V, and then it turns to a W. W would have been double bottom coming down there. That would have been the double bottom. You see they made the higher low block right here, and they're pushing it up, but they're not pushing it back up to the red block. That would be a nice W and a potential breakout to the upside. Right now, the sellers are coming in, and they're trying to push it down, but the buyers are there bringing it right back up. So we are just technically consolidating in here. So it could technically go back up, or it could start to come back down into here. Okay, we're nearing the end of the week, and maybe we might just stay inside here for remainder of today and tomorrow, and then next week maybe we'll start to see if there's any developing news over the weekend that could take gold back up bullish or to bring it back down. Okay, so now from the daily, stay with me, I'm gonna go now and break it down to the hourly. Okay, so let's see the hourly candles. Now, each candle is 1 hour. Holy shit. Just looking at these, my eyes hurt. Right away, takes 1 second. Just looking at these. Look at it. Just black, blue, black, blue, black, blue, black, blue. And then you got barcoding. Then it's blue, black, blue, breakout, back here. Holy shit. This is disgusting. Okay, if you ask me, how do you even analyze this? There's no structural candles. There's just garbage. So all of this is a piece of shit zone. Okay, that's what it's called. Piece of shit zone. POS. Piece of shit zone. I don't know how to trade this. You guys, for the life of me, tell me, how do you trade this? I don't know. Box it in and continue to wait. It's been accumulating for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. 37 hours, a day and a half of buyers and sellers, and gold is moving nowhere. Okay, is it going to stay in here forever? I highly doubt that. So at some point, buyers might redistribute up here and then take it back out. At some point, maybe if sellers accumulate more, maybe they're going to take it down here and redistribute it down there. When that day and time comes, I don't know. What you can do is set alerts that at specific levels now. So let's analyze this hourly garbage, what we have, okay? Maybe it's better to trade indices like NASDAQ and US 30 over this shit because maybe when you're looking at a different security, you can see, look at how nicely the 5-minute candles are if I go to the hourly, look how beautiful the hourly candles are of NASDAQ. Like it's trending nicely. Nice bullish move, a pullback where into that point of control of this big bar, continuing to move up, came back down where into you know, this area right over here, big wick, bullish engulfing candle. I'd cut that one in half, wasn't there, continued to build, cut that one in half, closed above there, that's a structural bar, and then look at it move all the way back up to the all-time high, pull back, came back up, pull back. Then we started to move out of Wall Street, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and new all-time high right now pushing. So sometimes be selective with what you're trading. Just because you love gold and I love gold too, and Dave loves gold, but we don't have to trade this thing every single day of our lives. If it's trading like this, look at a different security. You're going to still see candlesticks. You're going to still see you can make money with a different security. Don't get caught up in this. You have to adapt as a trader. You got to be selective. When you see your favorite security is not trading, go look for another one. That's why you should have at least 3 securities on your watch list, 3 go-tos. My go-tos are gold, Dow Jones, and if I want to trade currency, I'd have GBP USD. Those would be my 3 go-tos. I know I can always rely on those for top-down analysis. I am very comfortable with trading any one of those, but I can pick and choose between them depending on how the volume is moving, okay? Does that make sense? You guys know what I mean by that. Please understand. That's when I know then you're turning into be a more experienced trader. You're turning to be a more mature trader. You're not just trading just because gold is your favorite, but you got to go with what the volume, how it's moving, okay? And there's days where you're going to have to stay out of trading. I don't understand why it's so difficult for traders to take a day off. Believe me, I trade every day too, but I love when the volume is like this, then I take a day off and I go enjoy the sunshine. I get out of here because I know the next day the markets are open and there could be possible better trading. Okay, so let's just I can't do any type of analysis on this hourly. All I can see is if I was looking for like an hourly resistance, it's right there, white line, okay, at 47.05. Why? Because there's a, look, there's wick, body, wick, body. So you see how it's holding at the bodies, okay? So 47.05 is our hourly resistance, okay? Can we find an hourly support with all this garbage? It's kind of difficult, but I would say maybe this is support. Why? Because I look at where this bullish leg started, that's cutting it in half, that bullish candle, structural bar, closing above there. There's a wick that tapped in, a wick that tapped in. There's a closing body, there's a closing opening body. And so I would say, and the numbers, 46.75 is a nice psychological number, okay? So now let's look here, 9 a.m. It was bearish. It flipped bullish at 10 a.m. Bullish, but then remember, it's 60 minutes for this candle to close. Then it got rejected and came down and closed down in here. Now we're opening back up blue and it's coming up. So it's got a big wick to fill to continue to break out of here. So I'm thinking that if I lower this resistance to right here, why am I doing it here? Because I see a body, and that's roughly maybe 50% of that bearish candle, somewhere right around there. Okay, if I want to be correct, I grab my newly modified Fibonacci tool, and there's the 0.5. So I bring it down a tad right there. Okay, so why I did that is if this candle's blue, I want to see if sellers are there continuing to push it down. Because if that happens, then it's got a high probability it'll take out this wick and gold will break a new low for the day. But if the buyers can get it back above, start filling this, backfill this wick, maybe close it above there, then maybe the next hourly bar might have enough volume to continue to climb up that wick and break out of here. Otherwise, it just go black, blue, black inside here, okay? Now I go to the 5 minutes, okay? Because I can't figure out anything with these hourly candles. So maybe the 5-minute candles are trading a little bit different, okay? So see this yellow daily point of interest? See how it's in between those hourly lines? So now I know where we're trading. So I'm just gonna remove that yellow line, okay? And then focus more on my high of the day, my low of the day, and what I got going on inside this hourly range. So these 5-minute candles, I can see they have a resistance right here. 4706. I see that we came down on gold right there. There's bottom, That's what created the lowest point of the day, but it didn't close down there. It came and closed right there. There was a little breakout, fake out. You know, they pinned it and dropped it. So that's our neckline. There it's coming down. So we have right now a double bottom being created on the 5 minutes, and there's our neckline. So we got to see if we can break out of here again, come back, maybe retest this, or a little deeper if we find a structural bar, and maybe retest this, and then drive to fill up to that 5 minute resistance right there, and maybe to the daily high. Okay, so right now, if you ask me on the 5 minutes, gold is bullish right now on the 5 minutes. Okay, it's holding this low right here at midnight. It's holding the low at 940, and this is what our resistance is. Here's our neckline. There's the bodies right there. There's a 5 minute red zone. Okay, so we can stick with this right now. Should we buy right now? Or should we sell? Or should we wait? Okay, with this structure that we're looking at right now. Nobody has any idea? Suave FX, I do remember you. Remember, guys, back in the day, there was Suave. He came on our stream and he was 14 years old and he was into trading. And Dave and I gave him a free mentorship with us at SST. He's on YouTube. But he wrote, I don't know if you remember me, but I was that 14-year-old you gave a free pass into your mentorship 5 years ago. So Suave, I hope you're doing good. You're what, 19 years old now? I hope everything is going well with you, and it's nice to see you back. Christoph, you're going Lambo, lot, buy and sell, hedge. Wow, that's tough. I won't be doing that, but no, I know you're just joking. But okay, so we got something going on gold. Like we can see a little something, but maybe we still gotta let it cook a little bit more. And in the meantime, what I can do is while it's consolidating here, I'll do NASDAQ. Okay, and let's add some fancy indicators. 9 EMA, we're right at the 9 EMA, this green line. 200 EMA is right at our red zone. So you can see now the impulse candle at 1020 broke out, came back down, closed in there, below, and then pushed down. Okay, so there's our 200 EMA, 9 EMA. It's still, consolidating tight in here. If we put our higher time frame bar, we were using the 4-hour bar this week, so we'll continue with the 4-hour bar. This is our 4-hour candle. We're all smart. We know that this one opened at 10 a.m. and will close at 2 p.m. So the time is 11:30 right now. So there's still 90 minutes left on this 4-hour bar before it closes. But I can see how it opened. It came down, made a low. Here it is, 10 a.m. right there. That's representing this candle. And it came all the way up right there. There's the high, that impulse breakout right there at 1020. And this leg pushing down is representing the wick coming down, okay? But it is still got some bullish volume. So we'll see if this 4-hour can continue to build its way back up and test this neckline up here. Okay, so I'm going to just do... I'll place an alert at this white line. So it will give me an alert if it comes up here, and I'll get an alert at this white line. So I have 2 alerts at the white lines. That's my hourly resistance and hourly support. If it wants to trade in here, I'll let it continue to trade in here. I'm not looking to trade this area specifically, okay? So in the meantime, let's do NASDAQ. Hit the likes on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, guys, if that analysis, helped you. We got 3 subscribers. Come on, one more. Make it 400. I won't do another chart until we get 400, okay? We won't do another chart until there's 400. One of you guys, there's 300 viewers, and one of you can't subscribe. Man, you guys are cheap. Do you know how much it costs to subscribe? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. To gain some knowledge, it costs you absolutely nothing. It's different if I said it costs you $100 or $1,000. It costs you hitting a button. You can hit the buy and sell button, no problem with the buy and sells. If you want, I'll take a little peek. Oh, thank you so much. We got it. Okay, amazing, amazing. Thank you, guys. Not liberal, welcome. Question for me. What's your thought about trading from psychology numbers if you have a good understanding of overall market structure, 25 increments? I love that. Okay, that's me. That's how I trade. I put my analysis top down. I match it with psychological numbers because I understand auction theory and efficiency of markets. So once you start to understand psychological numbers alongside with a nice top down analysis, you will dramatically improve your trading as long as you're patient and disciplined and you trade with proper risk management. That is the recipe for success in trading. For some traders who understand that, they will get it and they will say, Ron, I understand what you're doing and I understand what you've been talking about for the last 6 years. And then there's other people that will say, I have no idea what this guy's talking about. It makes absolutely no sense. Am I a psycho? No, I'm not psycho, but I like psychological numbers. There's a big difference between being a psycho and psychological. Maybe it's your broken English, but being a psycho and someone who's understanding psychology are two different people. Oh my God. Guys, YouTube, we got to get our shit together. Psychology and a psycho are two different people. Oh man. Oh God. Why do I do this to myself? Why? I called Dave the other day and I said, Dave, please, for the life of God, help me out here. Help me out. I don't know if I can continue to do this on YouTube, but I'm trying, guys. I'm trying my best. Okay. I am honestly trying my best here. So I don't know. Okay, but I'm going to pretend I didn't even read that because I can go on and on. Let's do NASDAQ. Let's do a new security. Let's have some fun. Let's talk about something else. Okay, we don't psychology is different from someone who is a psycho. Okay, but let's do NASDAQ. Holy shit, NASDAQ is on a tear. Look at the monthly just to get an understanding. If you're trying to short for the past 2 months, your account is burned, fried, and demolished, okay? So don't be that guy that thinks that you can sell when things are at all-time highs or things are overbought because of the RSI really silly indicator, because your account is gone. Be the person who is buying this, okay? I'm buying quantum computing securities the last 2 months, and I've made over 100% on my accounts just by trading quantum computings, just by buying pullbacks. That's the strategy. It's not rocket science. You don't have to be a psycho to do it. You just got to understand the money is moving, shorts are getting squeezed, and any pullback is a discount that I'm entertaining to buy. And if I have to cost average in, if I go and draw down 2%, 3%, it's not the end of the world because I think tech will recover and get me my money. So we talked about this in yesterday's call. Dollar cost average in is a strategy in the stock market that most traders use. Okay. This is the monthly. Holy shit. So we're in price discovery. Are we going to hit 30,000? Like 30,000 is all the way right there. That's 30,000. We're not too far away. Okay, so let's go to the daily. Let's start our top down. Unbelievable. Look at the daily. Holy, it's going parabolic. Like if you were to put a parallel channel starting from right here, March 31st, holy shit. Like, look at this parabolic move. Look at it. That's unbelievable. Okay. And they were all pullback buys, pullback buys, pullback buys, pullback buys, pullback buys, pullback buys. And if you were trying to sell and you don't have any counter trading rules, I'm sorry to say your account is bye-bye. And if you don't know how to use risk management. Most traders are over leveraged. They're blowing up accounts and then there's other traders who are just hitting the buy button on a pullback and they're loving life right now. So there's a way how you can go about your trading. You can be on the winning side or you can be on the losing side. That choice is yours. The trend is your friend until the end, okay? There's no big bearish candle that's closed below structure. There's nothing. There's just pullbacks, pullback, inside bars, pullbacks, okay? Now, how do we even chart this, okay? Do I need to chart all the way down here? No, we're up here now. So what I need to focus on, if you want just one zone right there, that was resistance, double top. It's turned now into support, okay? If you want a zone, there's a nice zone, okay? We're nowhere near this. If you want to get a beautiful buy on the pullback of the market, right there, 26,000, that could be a beautiful buy. How to wait for it? Like this. You want to be patient, add a yellow line right in the middle of it, at the top, middle, or bottom, and add an alert. You see that? I'm waiting now in here for a pullback. It's nowhere near that, okay? I might have to wait a while. Now, let's continue looking what we got going on up here, okay? So this was a bullish candle. Cut it in half. Is it a structural candle? I don't know. I got to look to the left of the chart. I got to look to the left. I don't know, because remember, that's an all-time high. Gold has never traded there. So I just got to go off of 50% of it, okay? So if it ever pulls back into here, 28,900, I'm adding an alert. I'm not just buying blindly like most traders. I'm going to analyze my time frame, okay? So was there a resistance? There was right there. 29,314, we closed above it and we're moving, okay? So that could be support. Look at yesterday's volume. We made a high and we closed right at the high. Today, opening price and closing price of yesterday. Right here, there's my bodies transitioning, close, open. 29,450, psychology, not a psycho, psychology. And look at how it opened and it was bearish, okay? Did it stay above here? Is it above 50% of this blue candle? Yes, and yes, and yes. Do we have a low of the day? Yes, we do. Can we identify? Yes, we can. With a purple line, my low is 29,367. What is with this 6767 shit? Okay, coming right back up to the opening balance, small wick. There's your pop. There's your push, okay? There's my new all-time high. Today's high is a new all-time high, okay? 29,695, 5 pips below 29,700. Okay. Now, this thing is still moving. We got 5 hours to go. I don't know, will it get a big wick and sell off, or is it going to continue driving? Okay. So, what we got to do with this is price discovery, right? So if we break 700, where could we go? We could go to 750 or to 800. I would go in 100-point increments to 800, but pay particular attention if it gets to 750. And then 900, 29,900. And then finally, your 30,000, okay? Now I'm going to dissect this daily candle. Okay, go into the hour. Where did all of this bullish volume come from? What time, what session, where did all this come from? So we are in a big uptrend. Guys, you remember when we sold that move down on this week, right there on Tuesday? And then we took profit. Well, I took profit right there. And then it came right into that hourly white line. And that's what started the move right back up. So we nailed this week. That was... watch Tuesday's call. And that's what started this uptrend, was right there where we identified that hourly support to a pipette. Like, it's not to a decimal place. It's not even funny how accurate we were on Tuesday. And I'm not making this up. You can watch the video, okay? Everything is live. So you can see for yourself. And look at it coming back up. Pullback. Buyers waiting for that nice discounted pullback right in this, this consolidated range right there. And look at how boom, 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 and continue to go up, okay? Now, we came up, pivots. I see some hourly clean pivots. Right there was an all-time high, previous hourly pivot, white line. What time and day? Wednesday, futures. I know, I'm familiar with this time. 20 military time is 8 p.m. Eastern. Then 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11, midnight, came back up. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., here's London, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., here's COMEX and some North American news, 8 a.m., here's Wall Street, came all the way down. So 9 a.m. was my low of the day. It came right back up, really bullish, and then got rejected all the way back down and closed with some blue volume. We open the next hour, 10. Look it's got a big wick to fill, and the hourly volume managed to continue to fill that wick and break out and create a new high, new all-time high, and close right there. Did it close above these bodies? Okay. The answer, technical answer, is no, it didn't. It came very close. Okay, so that is not, in my opinion, the structural bar. Had it closed above there, I would have definitely figured out a point of control and placed an alert. However, there is this structure right here that was resistance, and you see, I guarantee you, I'm a betting man. I like to bet. That's 50%. Okay, just by looking at that resistance of that body and that body and that body and that body. Let's verify this. Grab my Fibonacci tool from the opening balance, bring it to the closing. Look at that, right exactly at 0.5. Look at this psycho number. For all the psychos out there, look at the number, 29,525. I just talked with that psycho 25 minutes ago about that 25 increments. I'm showing you live how, when you can be a psycho and you understand psychological numbers, you can understand how to trade. So psychos are very good traders in the markets. Good traders. Now, if I wanted to find a point of control, there it is. Remember I showed you my Fibonacci tool to figure out the point of control? It's right there. But to me, in my opinion, it's not. I'm a very technical trader. That is not a structural bar. It can be a structure for this, but not the overall engulfing structure to my left. But if you want to, just for shits and giggles, draw your box, no problem, and just wait for a pullback in there. Okay. If you need to add an alert, add an alert. Mehdi, why you're not psycho? I don't know. You gotta be a psycho to make these monies in these markets. Okay. So let's follow the next hourly bar. The start of our call opened, shallow pullback. Again, another wick to fill. It filled it, and that's our new all-time high. And now there's a rejection. So if we look at our hourly, there's bearish divergence. Okay. This is where it makes one peak high and a new high right there. You see highs, higher high. And then look at the RSI from that peak to that peak. It's going down, okay? But I wouldn't fight it. Bearish divergence is just like, okay, doesn't mean you go in on a sell just because you spot that. Sometimes you spot bearish divergence and you go in a sell and then the thing continues to pump and you get rocked. So I need to see at least a bearish candle coming down. I don't see it. I just see blue. I don't see a rejection. I don't see anything. So the last thing I'm thinking about on the hourly is selling this, okay? Right now I need to think about buying pullbacks. If I go to the 5 minutes now, maybe 5 minutes can tell me a different picture, okay? So now I see at 9:30. 9:30 was the big bullish bar. It advanced. Then it dropped when? 9:50, 9:55. Then we barcoded black, blue, double bottom in itself. I tell you guys all the time, 4 bars is a double bottom. Black, blue, and there's your W breakout. There's your retest, and there's your move. There's your pullback. There's your new high, and there's your pullback. And then we're at this new all-time high. And look at the volume now thinning out, okay? So the volume now is getting very thin at this new all-time high. 5-minute structure, if you look, it's technically still in this bullish trend, okay? But now the volume is thinning out, okay? We're not getting these big body candles anymore. They're kind of thin. So we're getting a little 5-minute resistance at this all-time high to these bodies, okay? So I just mark it with a red zone and I watch, okay? And then my 5-minute support is holding right here. See that wick? That wick was resistance. A closing body now shows its temporary support. There it is, showing you, okay? So now what I got to wait for is maybe a break of a trend. If it comes down, maybe there might be a little selling pressure coming down. Remember, there was hourly bearish divergence. Now in the 5 minutes came down, came back up. If we can break this, maybe it might be an impulse, right? Maybe it might just be a fake out and come back in and go and for a new all-time high. Maybe it will close below the neckline like this, come up, down, close below, retest this, and drop down to the hourly, and maybe down to here. So if we're looking to buy, that's a great area to be buying in here, okay? And then maybe if it comes in here, it'll go back up, okay? But right now, it is technically coming down on the 5 minutes, okay? So let's watch this. Let's add our fancy indicators. 9 EMA is right there, so it's holding the 9 EMA. 200 is all the way down here. So I'm thinking that the 200 EMA is going to creep all the way back into this green zone. So if it drops in there, that would be a nice buying opportunity. And then let's add our daily bar at the 4 hour. Wow. Okay, so 4 hour is very bullish, so we have to respect the 4 hour. But right now it's got a wick coming down. So maybe even if it comes down to the white line, you know, and you're measuring a move, like let's say, for example, you're looking for a sell and it comes down there, that's 50 pips to the white line. And you might have to take your 50 pips and get out because there might be dip buyers waiting to bring it back up. But if ultimately, if it breaks that and it comes down to this zone, you're up 120 pips. And then you have to respect this, because if we didn't do this on Tuesday, that's what reversed the market and took it right back up. We could see a very similar situation here. But if it still goes through and closes below, then you flip that green box red, and then you might get an additional move to the basically the yellow daily point of interest down here, or when this 4 hour candle opens. Okay, and right now we are still consolidating in here. I know it's a lot of blocks, a lot of zones, this, that, but I just want you guys to see that this is red so far up here, and this is where it's just blue, black, maybe blue, maybe black inside here, okay? So we will continue to watch NASDAQ. One more minute to go on this candle. Gold is now approaching this level to maybe potentially come down. Look at the 4 hour candle now is maybe going to flip bearish, and then we take out the lowest point of the day, and then we're dropping. We could be looking for sells on gold, okay, but it's still in this range here. What I can identify and see is they place now a lower high right here below the red zone. So see how tighter and tighter the volume is now consolidating in between this red line and this red line. Is anybody in a trade on NASDAQ right now? Mehdi, do I like F1 racing? I've gone to an F1 race in Montreal for Formula One. Yeah, I do like it. Yeah. Oh, you're going to Montreal. Nice. Yeah, I've been to that few years back. Yeah, it's amazing. Amazing down there. You'll enjoy it. And I believe next week should be really nice, the weather. Which team do I like? I really liked Michael Schumacher and Ferrari. But now I like Porsche. Who's going to win EPS this season? Who's going to be Liverpool? All the Manchester fans are probably. Did you watch the Manchester Liverpool game a couple weeks ago? What a good game! Guys on YouTube, thank you guys for joining. There's a free Telegram channel if you guys want to join it. It's pinned at the top of YouTube. Join it, guys, because you get all of our links, promos, giveaways. Dave and I are going to be doing something in the next couple weeks for giveaways for prop firms. So it's going to get really interesting, guys. So join this free Telegram because we're going to have a lot of giveaways. And there's 50% off code if you want to join the Sniper trading team and take your trading to the next level with the team. Let's take a look at what's going on in Discord. Forex Barks cleaning up as usual over here. Nigel, welcome. What do we got? This is the commodities channel, guys. Forex Barks has created an ORB indicator and it's working really well. So there's a nice buy out of gold, half lot, $500. That's a great day. In and out. Mahidi, what happened? Porsche sold 45% share. Yeah. Chris, that Big Mac looks good. I've been dieting for the last 2-3 weeks. I'm gonna have one refeed meal on Saturday, and it might be a hamburger, not from McDonald's, but maybe a nice pub burger. I've been eating really clean lately. No sugars, all just chicken and rice, boring with Frank's Red Hot sauce and mustard. Got to get back in shape for the summer. I got to get my summer bod. Got to get this. I got too much of a dad bod right now. We got to look good for the beach. The gold is a joke right now. Yeah, it is. It is a joke right now. Okay. So when gold is a joke right now, that's why we tell jokes on YouTube instead of trading. So when gold is a joke, we tell jokes. Anybody got a good dad joke? Come on. We had, I can't remember his name, but we had someone back years ago in the Zoom, and every day he would tell me a dad joke, every start of every single session. And he would tell me a funny dad joke. Anyone got a good dad joke? That, like, come on. No one has a good dad joke? Wow, you guys are boring today. Okay, I got one for you guys. Okay, it's a good dad joke. This is for if you got kids. Okay, what kind of shoes do frogs wear? What kind of shoes do frogs wear? Open-toed sandals. Tell that one to your kids. Oh, that's a good one. Sound vibe. I only know 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why. That's a good one. I'm going to tell that one to my daughter today. She'll like that one. Eddie, why don't traders ever relax? Because even when they sleep, they're still worried about their stop loss. Why do crabs never volunteer? So someone joining our call right now probably has no idea what the hell we're doing. Why do crabs never volunteer? Because they're shellfish. Okay, that's it. That's enough. That's enough. Comedy hour is over. We got because they're shellfish. Come on, you guys don't get it? Okay, so this is what we're going to do now. For going on these calls, anytime we have volume that's a joke, we're going to tell dad jokes to pass time. I think that's good. Oh, that's a good one. Why don't graveyards ever get overcrowded? Because people are dying to get in. Okay, so you see that gold pushed down and it's coming back up. So if you want to trade this, you're welcome to, but it's not the greatest. Okay, we got to wait for a structural bar. We got to wait some news, some volume. Maybe we wait till noon. Noon is in 2 more minutes. It's going to be 12 p.m. Eastern, so we can continue to wait it out. We're telling jokes here. We're having a good time. You see that double bottom or double top did not break down, so NASDAQ is still continuing to be bullish. Look at the 4-hour candle, and now we're going into noon, so we might get a new pop and squeeze continuing to go through here. Okay, so I'm gonna wait till noon. We have a new hourly candle coming in. We'll see what's going on. In the meantime, if you like my jokes and you like Comedy Hour, hit the subscribe button. We'll tell jokes here on a daily basis. Okay, Croco, give it to me. What's a man called with no shins? Croco, come on. A Tony? A Tony? Oh man. How to draw a trend line? Very, very simple. Just connect a point from A to B. Okay, see this red line? See this right here? Okay, it's a trend, right? We are seeing a trend going on here. So how do we figure out the trend? Take a line and go from like one point to the next point. Okay, so you see how it's started? Now just continue it, right? There's a trend line. Okay, so from here, it started the trend. There it came back to the trend and respected it back up. See, right there, it didn't come back to the trend. It made a higher low in the zone. And then again here, the pullback, that's why it's hugging the 9 EMA. So the 9 EMA is basically like a trend line in itself. And the trend is still holding. I was seeing if the trend was going to break on that double top coming up, back down that black candle when it was coming down. We were watching to see if that trend would break there and then maybe we'd have it drop a little bit down. But you still see how the trend is still holding. So I could continue to advance that line into the future. Like you can continue to push it out. But this is why I say, guys, sometimes EMAs are a trend line in itself. So you see right there, held the trend. Right there, held the trend. So no black volume even closed below the 9 EMA. So the 9 EMA is a great indicator to add on your chart to help you identify the trend. Okay, now we're going into noon, 12 p.m. Eastern. Are you taking a ball joke at me, Spiro? Come on, you're lucky I have a good sense of humor. Why was Ron bald? Because he was at Europe. Guys, it was the haircut. I went there my second day when I went to Europe, and I went to the barber. And I went in there, I sat in the chair, and I said, just a trim. I had a full head of hair, and I just said a trim. He took the machine. I was texting to tell everyone I'm in Europe, I'm safe, and he just started to just shave my head bald. So that was a lesson. When you go to Europe, don't ask for a trim. And then they'll make you bald over there. But it's growing back. We're getting some hair. Maybe I'm going to lose it on this call. If the volume doesn't start moving, you're going to start to see I'm going to start balding here. Can I analyze Dow? Yeah, I can, but it's we can do Dow real quick. Let's take a look at what Dow is doing. Dow is my favorite, so I'll do it for you because Dow is my favorite. I love it. I love it. Let's take a look at Dow. Can we do a full top-down analysis? Let's do it. Why not? Let's go fresh chart. I'll go faster. Okay. So we'll start off on the daily. Okay. So we're going to analyze Dow. Okay. So do I need to look all the way down here? No. Let's just look at some critical areas. This was the previous all-time high of Dow right here. 50,538. Orange. Okay. So is there a zone? Yeah, there's a zone right below it. Okay, right there to those bodies. Okay, so that's red, identifying that all-time high supply. And look at, we're trading right back into it today. Okay, so what we got to do is mainly focus on this structure right over here. Okay, so do we have a pivot right there? Yes. Yellow right there. Is there a zone below it? Yeah, there is. Look at the consolidated volume where it's yellow line right there, bodies right there. See how I found that consolidation, black, blue, black. If I stretch it into the future, it turns blue, black, blue, and went up. If I stretch it into the future, it's green box. Look at it. Look at it. Okay. So you see, again, with the Dow, I'm consolidating as much as I can. Who asked for a trend line? You want to know how to do a trend line? Here's a trend line. See how it's moving from there to there, to there to there? There's your ascending trend line moving up. Okay. If you want, I make it, anything I do on the daily is yellow. So that's telling me we're in a yellow daily uptrend. Okay. Now, is there any structural bars, anything that I can maybe analyze? Yes. Look at this big blue bar right here on April 30th, month end. It came up, came up, came up. Look, it engulfed this and closed high. So that's a structural bar. Had this happened on that day, you guys know what I would have been doing. This opening balance, closing balance. And now I look for my 50% of that bar. It's right here. Look at the psycho number, 49,250. There's something psycho about that. Okay. Let's continue with the psycho box. We're going to call this the psycho box. Okay. Psychology box, psychological, and this is for psychos. This strategy is the psycho strategy. Okay. You can tell all your friends that you've learned the psycho strategy today. See, I don't have alerts. I got to place some alerts. Place an alert in the psycho box. Place an alert in there if we ever get some nice psycho pullbacks on Dow. Okay, so now it came down, it closed below, but you guys know your price action because you're tuning in with SST Daily. So you know that when it closed below, you know that Ron would have made that zone red, but the candle opened ignited and did not fill that wick. That's a clue for psychos. And it came right back up and closed in the green zone. And then we had another psycho candle come out of there. So look at the retest now. It came black, black, black above the psycho zone, back up. Came into the psycho zone, back up to that trend line, came back down to that trend line and pushing back up. Now we're getting the breakout, filling the wick. Now it's bullish. How high can we go? Where are we going? Okay. Remember the all-time high is up here. Okay. So inside this red zone, there's two bodies right there, a body, and a wick. So I'm going to draw a yellow line right there to show me that 50,266. And then anything above that is just filling a wick, filling a wick, filling a wick. And then if we break above this orange line, 50,550, what's our next cycle? Our next cycle is hanging out at 600. Let's find our cycle. There's one cycle there. Our next cycle is at 700. Look at all these cycles. And you can pay particular attention at cycles 750, 800. Let's continue to do this. This is easy math. 900. Look at all the cycles. And then top it off at 51,000. That's the biggest cycle number, okay? If you want to now justify how big the psychos are or who's more psycho, the 51,000 is more psycho than 900, 800, 700, and 600. Okay, so we got a lot of psychos up there. That's all price discovery if we get up there. Look at this bullish hourly candle. It's gonna, or daily candle. It's gonna close in 5 minutes. If we close with all this volume above these bodies, this is gonna be a structural body. Guys, listen to what I'm saying. Okay, now pay attention. I know I joke around when we have shitty volume, but now it's time to pay attention. Look at today's Dow candle. Okay, it's going to close today. It's already breaking that wick, but right there, that's why I pinpointed that yellow line. Okay, no jokes aside, now it's time to be serious. If our volume today closes above this, it closed above those bodies. That will be your structural bar. This candle, then you have to find the point of control of, okay? Because if there's a nice pullback, it might be coming in there and right at that trend line and continuing to drive for a new all-time high. So pay particular attention to today's daily candle as it closes. Okay, now look at the overall structure. It looks like a massive head and inverted head and shoulder. All of this is your left shoulder. There's your inverted head. Come back in. Now we're ascending in the right shoulder where it can continue to break out and tap into those if we have a breakout. But it could be a breakout and then drop, right? So follow that volume today. Now from the daily, let's follow it from yesterday. Remember, yesterday was bearish, bearish, bearish. Came back up, flipped, and closed strong. So where's my opening, closing, and opening? Right there. Okay, 49,000. Look at it, the low of the day. It's very suspicious. It just came down just a tiny bit, right into 50% of that volume. Remember, I tell you, 50% is a very psycho strategy. Okay, and it came back up. Did it break above those bodies? Yeah, that could be, if you were trading, scalping today, that could have been a TP on the lower time frame. Look at the number, 49,950, and continuing to backfill this wick. Has it broke that wick? Yes. So this wick was resistance, and now it could act as temporary support if we come back down to this yellow line. It's 50,165, okay? So let's continue following this strong daily volume. Hourly. Oh, sorry, I forgot to get the high and low of the day. My bad. Okay, there's the high right there, purple. See how close it is to those bodies right there. And I don't need to do my low of the day. We're not coming. I don't think Dow is going to sell down all the way down there. Okay, so we're trading now in the all-time high supply zone. Could be a double top, or it could continue to squeeze out of there. Okay, so on the hourly, where did all of this bullish hourly volume come from? Okay, so let's see. Big bearish candle right there. Came back up, closed above, came back down, double bottom, back up, consolidated. Came in today, 4 a.m. Eastern, okay? 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Here was Wall Street. 9 a.m. they brought it down. They broke it at 10 a.m., came back up and closed, and now we're building back up, okay? So looks good on the hourly. And on the 5 minutes, let's just continue. Okay, look at that big 5 minute. That's a structural 5 minute bar. So first thing you should have done on this candle is found the bearish point of control of that 5 minute candle. What time was it? 9:30. Okay, so that's Wall Street right there. There it is. If I found my zone of that, it's a red zone. I did this. I was trading US 30 earlier today. And why is it a structural bar? Look, it closed below all that structure. Closed below that structure. What more do you want? Look at the size of the volume compared to all of these other shitty candles. Okay, so analyze it, stretch it into the future, and now we got blue volume closing above it. When that happens, I make it green. And look at how it held green, barcoded, and pushing out. So it's still a green zone if it comes in there. Okay, if you're looking for buys, we could entertain a pullback buy right here at the red line. Okay, so we just hit the highest point of the day right below that previous bodies, and now it's coming down. Okay, so this is the Dow. It's coming down now. So let's see if it comes down into here and see what happens. Okay, will the buyers bring it back up? Then maybe we can look for a pullback buy in here. Or if it closes below, we'll flip this red, and then a better pullback buy will be down here. And if you're selling, you know if you're selling down to where your daily point of interest is. Okay, so that was the Dow. We'll leave it. Let's go back to gold. Okay, so gold came down. Now let's see what's happening. Look at the 4-hour candle has been inverted now. So it's a bearish pin bar. So see the sellers, they came down all the way into the green zone, coming back up, coming back up. Let's see now in 2 minutes if blue volume will close above the green zone. Then I know that they came in here, they grabbed all the pending orders, and it could be coming up, back up with a hammer candle, and maybe have another leg to move back up. Okay, so gold is getting really interesting right now, and NASDAQ is still just driving. Let's see if we have any news. Okay. Okay, so Trump here, Xi Jinping said he would like to keep buying oil from Iran. Okay. Trump, Xi said he doesn't like Iran charging a Hormuz toll. And we got the, let's see here. Okay, and gold is coming back up. Let's watch the close of gold here. Check your spreads. I've got a 1 pip spread for gold, gone down to 0.5. That's where I like it. I feel comfortable in there. If I trade Dow, I have a fixed spread of 1.2. And NASDAQ, if I trade, I have a fixed spread of 0.8. Let me just adjust my lot sizing here. Always before, if you're going to take a trade, look at your lot sizing, look at your contract sizing. Don't make a silly mistake here. Calculate how much you're willing to put in. And if you lose, it's not the end of the world. You know, percentages, all of these things, they should become very automatic in your trading. You know, it should be done as a routine when you're trading. And if we're to draw a trend coming down, it's bearish, like starting up here. You can see it's bearish technically, still pushing down. Okay, so if we're buying, we're just buying at this supporting level right below the lowest point of the day to continue to see if it can come back up through here. But it could come up just a little bit, and then right at that 50% of that black candle, 9 EMA trend line, they bring it right back down. Okay, so see the size of the wicks? They're really short wicks. So this candle should be building and break through that wick, and minimum trade up to here, to 4682. Okay, that would be about a 30 pip move to test at 50% and that previous point of interest. Okay, so if I was looking for a blue candle for a buy, if it breaks these wicks, it should technically fill right up to there. That would be about 30 pips right now. Okay, and then we judge whether the sellers are here to bring it back down. Then if they bring it back down, we look for a double bottom to be produced here for that bigger, stronger leg that could break the trend line and come through there. Okay, so that's why I'm just waiting on this thing. The reason why I'm hesitant is because this 4-hour candle. Continue to wait. And we've got NASDAQ making its move as well up here. Dow is building as well. Was that a tweezer bottom? No. On gold? Is that what you're asking? Technically not. Why? Because look, they're not equal. That low is right there, 4674. And then look at that. That broke a new low. That's a lower low. Okay, so it's technically not a tweezer bottom. Tweezer bottoms are equal lows. That's a lower low. So a NASDAQ, another bullish ignited candle. That's still strong, looking to break through here. Still respecting the trend line. Dow, still strong, holding. Let's see this gold. The gold close of this candle is interesting. Thank you guys, over 300 viewers. If you guys can leave us a like on the stream, subscribe to the channel. Oh, nice. We got to 420. 420 is my favorite psycho number. I love 420. We should all smoke a joint together right now. Calm the nerves. Maybe I can get you guys to laugh a little more. If you smoke some weed, my dad jokes will be funny for you guys. Where did the pumpkins have their meeting? Where did the pumpkins have their meeting? In the gourd room. I got some zingers. I got some good ones. What do you call a sheep that can sing? What do you call a sheep that can sing? Lady Baba. Lady Baba. Lady Baba. Come on. It's like Lady Gaga, but Lady Baba, a sheep that can sing. Not Alibaba. Alibaba is a security we traded. Alibaba had earnings yesterday. We're talking about Lady Baba, a sheep that can sing. Okay, that's enough of these. That's enough. If you guys want to see me, I perform live Friday nights at the comedy hour. You guys can come and check out Stick to Trading. Yeah, I will do that. I hear you. I make more money trading than telling dad jokes. Volume is low on gold, Robin. Yeah, then we don't need to fight anything. Just it's descending. But let's see. We're moving into 12:30 in the next 10 minutes. Okay, so it came up to that EMA. I was looking more, see if it could come into 50%. We got another black candle pushing back down. So the 4-hour candle is interesting. It's a bearish pin bar. You know, it's going to close in another hour and 40 minutes. So we still have time. But if it flips as a bearish shooting star, then it could take out the lowest point of the day and really start to dive down. But so it's still holding technically. We're still in here. I don't like this to be trading as of yet. Just want to see how it's continuing to build. Okay, so it came down black. Again, it's got respect. It's got a wick there. Maybe this candle could be where to judge to maybe potentially take a buy and see if it can break through here. Otherwise, just let's continue to wait. NASDAQ, new all-time high. Dow pulled back. See, that's why when you're selling pullbacks to daily points of interest, see how it held? And then the buyers are back in. So when I'm scalping, I didn't take this trade. But if I did, like let's say, for example, you know, right here, if it comes down there, you could measure 50 pips. That black candle and that black candle are 50 pips. That's it. Get your money and get out. And if you respect this yellow line. Mehdi, are we in Toronto? We're close to Toronto. We're about 90 minutes away from Toronto in London, Ontario. Okay, so it got rejected now it's coming down. So I took a sell similar on one of these calls where I went in with just intuition that it was going to continue selling, right? But there was a short wick in that situation. These are rather long wicks and it's getting respected at my white line. So I know my white line is hourly support. So if it breaks, maybe I'll let it come down and I don't want to, speculate. Maybe I'll see if the black volume can close. Mehdi, where are you? What part of Toronto are you in? Vaughan, okay. Yeah. Richmond Hill? York University side? Oh, okay. I'm very familiar with down there. Okay, so now we got NASDAQ rejection, rejection, rejection. Right at look at the psycho number, 29,700. Okay, so now if they push this down and it gets below there, maybe we could potentially look for a sell, small sell, like we're not looking for NASDAQ to go to stock crash the markets. We're looking just from maybe here to there and judge what happens here to go to there. Okay, we're not looking for the stock market crash of the century. We're looking just to get some little pips on a counter trade. If it starts to flip, we got some development up here, but it's still shitty volume. I think and now look at US 30 is reversing. So things could be opening up now coming into 1230. Markets could be reversing. Same with gold, could be selling off. Okay, so we had a bearish engulfing candle that engulfed this blue one, but didn't engulf the whole structure down in here. So maybe it will pull back up. But what we can do is you can always, use your cut line to always identify where 50% is and see if it will continue to come down. Now we got more 4-hour volume, black volume coming down. I just want to move this green zone to right there to those two bodies. So that body and body right there. Okay, now we might get a push. So this could be the moves now where we're getting some moves right before 1230, but sometimes they'll fake out the market. So let's just continue to be patient, watch what's happening, analyze, okay, and then get ready for 1230. I know it's tempting to take a sell right now. It's very tempting, believe me. But it could come down and catch a wick and come back in, and then 1230 opens and then it's back up, then they drop it, right? So I'm just being cautious, okay? Just being cautious. I know it's very tempting, believe me. I want to hit the sell button really bad myself, but I see the big wick right there. I see a wick there, and we're about 3 minutes away from 1230. So what we can do in the meantime is take a look at the 30-minute candles, okay? Look how gross the 30-minute candles are. Look how they were barcoding. Black at 9:30, blue at 10. Black at 10:30, blue at 11. Inside mixed reaction when we started this call at 11:30, and now it's a black. We might get a structural 30-minute candle closing. Look, if it can close below this white hourly line right there, that's where the 30-minute candle made support at midnight, okay? So now we're coming down. So if we get that volume closing and then maybe a small pullback, then we sell, because look at the 4-hour candle is flipping as a shooting star. So bias is sell. Bias is bearish for gold right now. Okay, I'm not looking for buys on gold. I'm looking to sell, but I'm looking on the 5 minutes. Okay, you guys understand that? How we looked just now at the higher time frame, and the higher time frame is showing us bearish momentum. Okay, but on the 5s, we got to be careful, because it's still, see how it came down black in the green zone, and it's going back up. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. You got to watch for these kind of fake outs right before a new hourly or 30-minute or any higher time frame candle other than 5 minutes. 15 is okay, but 30-hour and 4-hour are much stronger. 30-minute support broke. Yeah, on gold. Yeah, it broke the support, but now we got to see closing volume. And we're going to get it closed. Let's watch on the 30 going into the close. And then maybe it can continue to break the lowest point of the day, and then we start dropping down into here, 46.50. But anything below, right there, see there? See the purple line, your 30-minute pivot right there? 4656. So draw a white line right there, everybody. White line for hourly, 30-minute, hourly, whatever. See today's lowest point right there? And if it breaks right there, I got body to body. Okay, and that's where it was a big drop, and then it closed, and it started that big uptrend. So if we were to break today's low of the day, might have a high probability we push down back down to 4655, and then anything below there is, you look below the white line, there's a wick, and some bodies. There's some more structure. I could start to analyze this and look for another opportunity. I would look right there. Look, 50% is right there. 50% of that right there. I don't, if you zoom in, you'll know what I'm talking about. And then it meets that wick right there. And they're equally spaced apart. So I like that, okay? If we continue pushing down bearish. For the remainder of today, maybe we don't get it on this call, but for the remainder of today, going into maybe after hours, going into Tokyo tonight. Okay, so this 30-minute candle is closing now in 10 seconds. It's got a wick, has not closed bearish below those. So it could just be structure of these bodies, body. So I'm just going to adjust a white line to represent right here. I know it's a lot of lines, but it will make sense on the 5 minutes. See there? 30-minute body close, 30-minute body open, 30-minute body close, 30-minute body open, and we just close with black volume below that, okay? So when I go to the 5 minutes, I wanna pay attention to that white line. That white line right there, that's that 30-minute, okay? And you see, we did not close below with any black volume. So now it could come up. They could change the momentum, and then they slam it down. So it's still not ready to technically take a sell yet on the lower time frames. I'm looking for a sell on gold. I'm looking, but it's not there yet. Maybe now on this new momentum, okay, so it's coming down. I just want to see one more time. Will it get a wick? Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. One more time, that wick that just came back up. Now I want to see how the candle flipped, okay? So that's, but then as soon as it came in there, 50% of that green zone, that's what I was looking for that wick. And I saw it come back up. So now it traded back to the opening balance. And now let's see if the sellers can continue to push that down. Let's see how many times it's trading like this. So it's still small. It's a spin top. It could turn blue. If it turns, again, they rejected that blue bar down. Now it could come down with more higher time frame volume to really push down. Okay, so let's see again, as it's coming down near the low, it's coming back up. Okay, coming back up. Will they push it back down? No, it's back to the opening price. Will it flip blue and come up? It's just this black candle. So this is, if you're trading this, is on an impulse, right? But you're watching how many times it comes up, how it goes down, how it goes up, how it comes down. Going down, going up, playing like a ping pong here, up and down, up and down. These are difficult candles to trade. It's a spin top. They're very difficult. So when in doubt, wait it out. If you can't decide, wait it out. Then maybe when the candle closes, you'll get better confirmation. Maybe it closes bullish and then it's got more room to run up, right? So they didn't sell there yet. So it flipped as a hammer. So now we got like a double bottom, basically here, where it went down, neckline, back down. It was coming back up, but let's see if they can slam it back down. I'm going to wait for this bar to close because since there's 2 more minutes. NASDAQ. NASDAQ looks like a good selling opportunity. Yeah, it does. It's a shooting star candle. I'm going to take the sell on NASDAQ. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to go with the sell on NASDAQ to maybe push down into here. I like it. The black bar closed below. It came back up, tested 50%, and it's a shooting star. And I'm going to place my stop loss above the all-time high right there and see if we can come down to this green box. I'm going to sell on NASDAQ. Okay, I just love the setup. Okay, so if it comes down to the white line, that's hourly support. Could be about 30 to 40 pips if it comes down to the white line. And if we break 50, and an ultimate target could be 100 pips down in there. Okay, so I'm going to sell on NASDAQ. I just saw right here. I flipped on it, saw the black candle close below the structure. It was already came up blue, and got rejected. And that's when I took the sell. So let's see in 1 minute if we can continue to close down. Yes, I know it could come back up blue. The whole thing has been coming up, but maybe now at 12:30 with that bearish divergence, it's ready to just trickle down a little bit. And gold is pushing down too. Okay, so watch gold too to the close. Might close below there as well. Okay, so we got some bear volume in the market on gold, NASDAQ, US 30 too. Okay, so let's see if it can continue. Sorry guys, I'm flip-flopping from all the charts. I can manage gold on my mobile, and I can manage NASDAQ on my mobile, and we can watch gold together right here in the close. Okay, so if it closes below here, that green zone is turning red. Remember that. We got to flip it. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Close. It closed below. So green to red. So if it comes into about 50%, maybe, if it comes up blue, and gets rejected, short wick, like you could sell right now gold. Otherwise, you got to wait for it to come back in blue and then get rejected there. Okay. Just want to see NASDAQ 1 second. Okay. So NASDAQ did close below. It's an ignited candle. I like to see them extinguish it quickly. I know ignited candles are strong, so it's coming back up, right? To trade maybe at 50% or the opening balance. But the more so is this line where it was resistance there, support there, support there. That could be the bigger resistance at 29,650. I'll even draw like a zone here to illustrate right there. Okay, and gold is dropping shit. Okay, so can it fill all that wick to break for the new low? If you just cut that wick in half right there, 4670 could find some support. Wow. Okay, so gold was a good sell. I took the NASDAQ trade and then I didn't take the gold, but that's exactly what I was looking for gold as well. Yeah. Perfect. Guys, did you guys get the sell on gold? I'm just watching my NASDAQ over here. It's coming back up. See how it found the support right there? What did I do? All I did was from the purple line to the white line, I cut it in half. That's it. And then you see the psychological number, 4,670, and that's where the support was. Okay, so if you're looking for quick scalps, right, that's a nice 30, 40 pip move. But if you're holding, let's see if it will continue to come down. Still a lot of time on the candle, right? 2 minutes and 45 seconds is a lot of time. NASDAQ got rejected. That's good. We got a rejection. So let's see if we can, flag in here, maybe break this ignited candle and then continue to drop down to the hourly support, okay? I'm going to sell on NASDAQ. I would have loved to have been on a sell on gold, but I can maybe catch a pullback. Okay, so it's coming back down. Monitor that volume. It's not too far away from breaking the lowest point of the day. 4665. Oh man, I'd like to break this ignited bar. So did you see how I placed that red line to determine that support there? It wasn't there, okay? All I saw was this, that big wick, okay? And I said it's a big wick to fill. So all I did was from the purple line to like this red box, half right there. And then I looked at the number, 4670.50, psychological number. And then it came down black, black, black and caught that wick right there. So they're protecting the lowest point of the day still. Now it's coming back up, so it may retest in this zone. Okay, it's still technically bearish. Got the 4-hour big bearish pin bar candle, but there is buyers buying the dip. Same with NASDAQ. There's buyers buying this dip right here. Same with US 30. There's buyers buying the dip. So we got the candle closing in 1 minute. Woot, you made 1.6% today. That's great. That's a good percentage. That's more than a daily goal. You should be done trading now. Wrap it up. Be done. Okay, so you see how the gold volume is coming back down. Okay, it's going to close now in 10 seconds. NASDAQ came back up. That bullish ignited candle held everything from breaking down. I hate when I see that when I'm in a sell. Okay, so it's coming back up. Now it's retesting the zone. Okay, so maybe it can come back down. Maybe it closes back above here. So now I got to monitor my stop loss on NASDAQ. Gold closed below. Okay, so it could come back up, but it's still a red zone going across. Nice 4-hour candle coming behind. NASDAQ is now trading in this zone. So we'll see if the sellers are here to offer to continue to push it down. Will it trade back into 50% there? Maybe hold back down. That's a good rejection. So it came up blue, 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 got rejected at that opening balance, flipping. So this candle could go black, fill that wick, and then continue to drive down. So let's see if gold can continue to push down. Good rejection on NASDAQ so far. Right at that, good rejection. So let's see if we can get that black volume back down in here in barcode, black, blue, black, and maybe flag down inside this lower half in order to continue to break, okay? So there's a big fight on both of these securities, on everything right now. Buyers and sellers are fighting. Like gold, buyers are protecting the lowest point of the day and sellers are trying to break it. So it's a big fight. And there's a cool-off rally that's trying to happen on NASDAQ right now. Sellers are trying to push this down to cool it off a little bit, and buyers are buying that dip right now. So it's a tough situation for both buyers and sellers in this particular situation right now, because things can break down. Financial Juice has some information. There are no signs of any serious breakthroughs in the negotiations between Lebanon and Israel. That's not good. Okay, so NASDAQ is trying. They're rejecting it here. We're going to close in 60 seconds. Still transacting in that red zone currently. And gold. Gold is trading at that psychological number, 4675. Can the sellers still be here? Good rejection on NASDAQ. Good. Okay, so they pinned it. Beautiful. Shooting star. Excellent. That's okay. Equal. Tweezer top highs up there. Perfect. Equal. Those are equal. Now we got the shooting star. So now we just need the complementary volume to really push this down. If we can break this ignited bar, definitely we can trickle down to this white line and maybe even break down further. But sellers are still here. They're here. They're trying. But man, it's so difficult to break NASDAQ down. Holy shit. Very, 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 very difficult. But if it breaks down, it could be a really nice cool off period for a lot of this higher time frame volume. Man, that candle looks so nice. And we're closing now as maybe a bearish pin bar. Okay, so we got a good bearish pin bar close. We opened ignited bearish. Okay, so can we just push down with this ignited bar without flipping? So we lost it. Okay, so it turned blue. So now, again, the blue has to come all the way up these wicks. We're still below the red zone, still kind of technically consolidating down here, but we need sellers to really offer and break this and close below. Then we can establish this support to be resistance to get us down in here. So it's still fighting in here. There, good push down. Now let's see if we can. Did you guys see how that candle flipped blue to? So we did some damage. We created that new low, and now we got shit ton of volatility. Okay, so get ready, guys. Get ready. When Ron says get ready, this is get ready time. This is where we're gonna have a lot of volatility coming in because now it's spiking some big pending orders. And look at the velocity of the candle. You see how it turned blue, then came down black, now back up blue. Get ready, guys. They're hunting for stop losses. This is stop loss hunting time. And gold still respecting. Gold can continue to break down. Man, come on. Like a lot of buyers, their stops are below this white line down in here. I would love to come down and engage in here and transact down in there. But one thing is important. We did create a new lower low. Okay, so that's important. A wick does damage, but we got to get the volume to follow through. Okay, and we have lower highs above us, equal highs at 50%, lower highs, still a red zone intact. So in my opinion, we can still break down bearish, but it's just so difficult to do right now. And then look how the candle turned into a hammer. Okay, that's the Volatility. See how the candle flipped now? Okay, so trading has really now picked up. And 1 p.m. is right around the corner in another 10 minutes. And we got 40 seconds to go into the close of these candles. So gold could flip. If gold, guys, closes above here, you got to flip that red zone green. Then it sees it came down, grab that liquidity, might close above, then have some momentum come back up, but they could slam it back down. Same with NASDAQ. If it kind of closes above here, then, you know, I lost my equal highs of offers, but there is still some offers pushing it down. Oh, it's going to get really volatile. Apple news. Apple OpenAI AI partnership phrase as possible legal fight looms. Okay, so Apple is in the news now. It's going to affect NASDAQ as well. Apple, we know, is about 12 to 13% weighted in the NASDAQ index. Okay, so any positive or bearish news regarding Apple could cause fluctuations in the volume. NVIDIA and Apple, two of those securities out of the 100 of the NASDAQ 100, they comprise 25% of the entire index. So for example, if $100 comes into NASDAQ 100, $13 goes into NVIDIA and $12 goes into Apple. And that makes up $25. So for every $100 that comes into NASDAQ 100, just Apple and NVIDIA, $25 goes in. And the 75 remaining dollars goes into all other 98 securities. So it just shows you how top heavy NASDAQ is with NVIDIA and Apple. And then you add alongside Microsoft, Google, and Amazon and Facebook, they comprise maybe 60, 70% of the entire cumulative weight of NASDAQ. Apple is dropping right now. Okay, so that's good. I'm in a sell on NASDAQ. So that's what this black volume is. So, but what I need is closing below here and then get the trickle down effect. So see how the red box is still maintaining? Apple news now kind of solidifies selling, but now the price action and volume needs to coincide. We need to close below this bullish ignited candle. Okay, we broke that low, but then it came back up. But you see how it did not break above those equal highs. So we're just barcoding right now. Black, blue, black, blue, black. If the sellers can accumulate more, but buyers are still buying because they're buying a dip on Apple as well, right? So Apple buyers are buying dips. You know, they're welcoming a dip on Apple because Apple's been trading crazy lately and hasn't had a real nice pullback. So there's pullback buyers as well. You got to think of that, consider that in the markets as well. You know, that's why trading is not easy. Just sometimes you get the news as well, but then there's dip buyers that are getting filled on Apple's move down. Like, let's see here. Let's bring up Apple. I have it somewhere on my chart here. Where is it? And Dow is breaking down. Sorry, I don't want to get off Dow for you guys. So Dow, black, blue, black, blue. We could get that trickle down, head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, dropping. Keep an eye on Dow as well for closing volume. Flip that green zone red, and we could see Dow pushing down. NASDAQ is trying. It's trying. Gold has flipped now. Okay, so gold is flipping. And we're going into 1 p.m. in another 6 minutes. Okay, so we're going to have new hourly momentum coming into the market. Really want to watch this NASDAQ close of this candle because I hate being in a trade going into the new hour. I absolutely hate it because I hate momentum swings. Man, those stubborn Apple dip buyers. Okay, this is the final 5-minute candle to go into the new 1 p.m. Okay, so when I look at the hourly, there is some black volume on this hourly candle. Okay, so remember, it opened this hour, it made the new all-time high, it came down. We saw it on that 5-minute candle that flicked down, and now it's coming back up. Okay, so there is a little black volume on the hour. But what I got to watch for is on the 5 minutes, can we continue to come back down and close below here? Because if it closes above here, starting the new hour, then it's going to open up potentially bullish and start coming up through here. So we're still trading in that little red zone. The majority of the time we've been trading in this red zone. So again, some selling pressure volume. It's nice to see, but we gotta, we gotta go with it. We gotta break that and close with this volume. Maybe we'll get some momentum going into 1 p.m. or this is the flush before 1 p.m. Okay, so I'm gonna try to manage my stop loss with this candle as much as I can. Okay. Oh, this is nasty. Gold, guys, perfect too. Gold came up. You see it's still below the hourly and coming down too. Gold and all of these securities could potentially flush in the new hour. Okay, we still have lower highs pushing down. Man, if we close strong, this could be a really nice sell opportunity. US 30, guys, go green to red. Green to red for US 30. US 30 already is starting to break down. NASDAQ is lagging, but there's a beautiful push down, no wick, ignited candle. So if it comes back up blue, Don't be scared, guys, because if it comes up back up blue, you got a red zone now to maybe push you back down. Okay. If you're not in, maybe wait for 1 p.m. Okay. There's a clear visual of a head and shoulder. Left shoulder, head that made the all-time high. They spiked the liquidity right there and then pushed down. Now we've closed. So if it does come back up, pull back, maybe there could be offers to push it back down. Okay. So Dow is technically bearish. NASDAQ, technically, we're trying to break down. And gold, still holding here. So with that blue bar that closed above, I'm sorry, but I got to make the zone green to illustrate that there is, now it's turned into strong support. We've got to get a black candle close below again to push it down. Man, this is going to be a crazy 2 minutes going into the close to the new hour. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, China and the U.S. agree that the Hormuz shouldn't be militarized. Oh, guys, if you're into crypto, the long-standing crypto market bill wins the key Senate committee vote. So that's big for crypto. Oh man, see how it's coming? It's coming back up with 1 minute to close. This candle could flip and then turn blue coming up in the next hour. Oh man, it's like clockwork. Okay, so we really got to see if it's some selling pressure can come down in the last minute here. Twenty more seconds. Okay, so it opened blue. If you guys saw it, flash blue, ignited. Okay, so you guys know ignited candles are strong, potentially going to fill these wicks and break out for a new high. The only other big protection is the big bearish candle. Remember the opening balance. If we can keep resistance below 677 right there. So I'm going to reduce my stop loss just above that wick. Okay, so I've taken my stop loss where I had it up there and I've reduced it because I respect 1 p.m. and I respect a bullish ignited candle. So I've taken my stop loss from above the purple line and I put it above this wick right here. Just readjusted my stop loss. I'm reducing my risk because I really respect this blue candle. If it can come up here and break that body, it'll technically fill that wick and go to the all-time high. And I don't want to be part of that. I don't need to give any unnecessary pips away. I don't care if it's 5 pips, if it's 10 pips, or if it's 20. It's 20 pips. I don't need to give to the market for nothing. Gold. Gold is bullish ignited, coming back up. Dow, mixed reaction. So Dow could still come in here and get pushed down. Just got to watch this reaction here with NASDAQ. Rubio is saying that Trump didn't ask China's President Xi for any help. The U.S. doesn't need China's help. So just a reminder, guys, when a new hour comes, you can see how momentum changes, right? Happens all the time. It's not just by luck or by chance. It happens all the time. So that's why I reduced my risk from up here to down there. I'm respecting this. And now Dow could be coming to retest this location up there as well. It just shows the strength of how much the stock market is, how strong it is. Guys, I got have about five more minutes, 10 more minutes on this call. So if I get stopped out, I'm going to end it. But if it can still trickle down in here, I'll still stay with you guys. See, things can look good when that big black candle was coming down, black, coming down. But remember, you got to wait till it closes. Everything looks good for on impulse and things like that. And then it came right back up and closed right into the new hour. And then it started bullish, ignited. So, man, things like this happen. But we got to judge a candle when it closes, right? Okay, so I'm a very technical trader. It did close above that red zone. So I got to make the red zone green. Even though it's a nice black candle coming down, it still now could be pending buyers. Unless the black candle can come back down and close below that zone, then it will go back to red. But right now, it's got maybe pending buyers, and the buyers managed to break through and close above, and the volume is above now the 9 EMA. So it's signaling to me that it's short-term technically bullish, unless this black ignited candle can come all the way back down and close below it again. And here's the retest for Dow. See how it came right in, right there, and retesting. And let's see if it can continue to sell down now. Okay, so if you were looking for a Dow retest, that was the opportunity. And NASDAQ, let's see. Can we get a nice full body bearish engulfing candle? And we flip that back to red. Then the next bar could be our flushing bar. Come on. And guys, remember, the moral of the story is how important the opening balances are of structural candles, like that one right there. That opening one, that's, I'm telling you, see how that blue candle came up, and got rejected right below that opening balance? That's why I put my stop loss right above the wick. Okay, it's right back to my entry point, but that's not why I took this trade. I didn't take it just to get to entry point. I took it to make some money. So got to continue going through the candle. There's still 3 minutes. Buyers could buy the dip and bring it right back up, and it's a bullish candle, and then I'm stopped out. So there's still a lot to go through. But Dow, to show you guys, like if you're waiting for a pullback, if you never sold this, never sold that, you wait and right in there. It came in. That could give you the go ahead to hit the sell. Come on. This could be our structural bar. Maybe we sucked in some 1 p.m. hourly buyers, and now it's time to move the market away from them. Oh, this would be fantastic to end this call like this. Come on. But this stubborn support level right here. Gold has flipped bullish, guys, unfortunately. So that came down. They protected it. I put the line there to help you guys, to let you guys know, even if you were selling, it was a 40 pip drop. Came right there and then closed above and retested. And look, you got volume now closing above the hourly. So it's technically bullish, gold right now. It's breaking the trend line. So gold could further come back up. And there's lots of talks going on with President Trump, President Xi, Marco Rubio, all kinds of shit talking about U.S., China, Taiwan weapon sales. What's going on? What are they talking about here? U.S. Secretary of State Rubio, Taiwan weapon sales weren't the primary focus with China's president. So lots going on. Markets are, oh man, that Dow candle too is coming back up. Oh, can I just get a nice flush on NASDAQ? 1 bar, come on. If this black candle can close below those bars, we could have our structural bar, figure out a POC on this, and maybe get some pips out of this. Okay, so we're breaking lows. This white line is an hourly support, heads up. See how they faked out the buyers at 1 p.m.? Bullish ignited coming up. They rejected it. On that rejection, bearish ignited candle coming down. Oh man, that was unbelievably orchestrated by the market. Shout out to the market makers, but I think we got you guys this time. We went in a little earlier, but if we get the drip we're looking for, we're going to get paid today. What about gold? Who cares about gold right now? This is more important. Look at short wick, ignited bar pushing down. I'm going to go to a break even now. Okay, I'm going to a break even. Red box above. If you're not going to a break even, just make that. I'm going to a break even because I'm going to end this call soon. What I would do is a red zone for you guys for after the call, like that. Okay, so I'm at a break even, in the money on a break even. Took a while to get here, but we're here. What about gold? What about gold? Gold, I told you, it's held up support, retesting this. It's on the 5 minutes, technically bullish, but you got so much. Look on the 4-hour candle. There's so much going on. It could get really choppy. I don't know. Okay, so what I mean by structural bar, I know there's a lot of zones, a lot of lines, but first thing that you can do with that candle is opening, closing. Bring this red line to represent 50% of it. Maybe you want to drop this red zone down to represent the POC of that candle. If you just want to kind of modify, and that's what you should have. And it did drop a few pips. I did not take out any profit. Man, I should have. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. 47 pips. And potentially pissed it away. But my break-even stop loss is up there. Hopefully I don't get stopped out. Hopefully it's a nice little lower high coming down and can come back down. But if not, we live and we learn. We live another day. But I believe that we can push this thing down and really break it down. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's tame this blue volume down. Let's exhaust it down. Get back down in here. Close black below the hourly support. Make it hourly resistance. And then get our proper fill down to here for 100 pips. If it can manage it on a break even. Okay. Some of you guys maybe still have your stop loss, room to breathe. I'm at a break even. Okay, so we're pushing that volume back down to the opening balance. We're going to try and get it back down to the opening balance. 2 minutes to go on this. Good. We got it down to the opening balance. Now can we flip it black there, turn it into a bearish pin bar, and more importantly, a shooting star at the lowest point and drive it. Okay, but can we get black volume closing below the white line to continue the momentum to the downside? Okay, so we flipped that candle, came up blue, 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 right below our POC. So we got rejected. They're coming back down, but see now the buyers and sellers jockeying right at the opening balance. So this is these spin top candles. You got buyers, sellers, and we're virtually right at the opening balance with 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. Negative 100 pips for profit. That's not, guys. Blue box is profit box, not stop loss. I'm in a short, not a long. Don't forget, big hockey game tonight. Montreal Canadiens and Buffalo. Game 5 in the series is tied 2-2. Big game. Let's go Habs. Go Montreal Canadiens. And let's see if NASDAQ can break down. Thank you for Radis for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you. Thank you. Let's go. Let's get this volume flushing. Beautiful. We got our shooting star candle. Now let's break some critical levels right over here. Let's take out these 3 wicks. Very beautiful. We took out 585. Okay. So we got good volume. Yes, sir. Okay. Finally, that's 65 pips down to there. Let's follow the close of this. Closing right there. Close. Bring it up to half. Bearish ignited. Breaking. Let's see if we can hold our bearish ignited head without flipping blue. Hold. No, flip blue. So if it has to retest, 50%, but more importantly, the white line. The white line is hourly. It's higher time frame than just this candle. But if we can hold 50% without touching the white line, we could potentially come back down and continue breaking down. Okay, so we got a small doji candle. Let's break it down. Break it down. Start taking out that low and start dropping. Here we go. Beautiful. Drip. Let's go. Shooting star. Drip. 100 pips down to the top of that green box. Let's go. Come on. How do you like them apples? Guys, we're breaking down NASDAQ at the all-time highs. Not easy to do this. So don't be scared to take some profit, right? Remember, we're not trading for a market crash of the century. We're trading to grab some pips because dip buyers will buy this shit up and gobble it right back up. So make sure you have a target and be happy with it. Have a trailing stop loss if you like. But the green box is, if it comes down there, that's bingo, bongo time. Because you got your 200 EMA, got hourly support. I think the dad jokes got us here. Okay, guys? Great. Here we go. That's 90 pips. Let's go. Right into the green box is 100. I'm taking out 80% there. We got there. Boom. 80% out at 540 fill. And I got 20% running. We got it, guys. Fuck yeah. That was good, guys. That 1 p.m. fake out right there. Study this. Analyze this right there. That bullish ignited candle. Understand the opening balance of 1225 candle. We got the bearish ignited. We got the close. We had the retest of the right below the POC, and we continue dropping 50% held and continue right into the green zone. Guys, that's a proper trade. I'm not saying it because I took it. I'm saying that's proper. From here, breaking down, grabbing your money right there at 100 pips and leave some runners, break even. You guys saw how I managed my risk. I had my original stop loss above the all-time high, and as soon as I started seeing it closing above, I took my stop loss and I reduced my risk by 20 pips at the top of this candle, at the top of the wick, because I knew how strong the opening balance was there. So I felt comfortable. Even if I got stopped out, I'm okay with it. But I didn't want to break there and go to all-time high and then I get sucked in, right? So it came down and beautiful. What a way to end the call, guys. So with the Apple news, guys, heads up. Thanks for telling me that Apple had some news. Apple is 12% weighted in the NASDAQ. If Apple has a little bit of selling pressure, that could signal the selling momentum. It just took a while to develop, right? They sucked in those buyers, and then they flushed it, okay? Guys, if you learned something, if you took this trade, whatever, if you had fun on today's call, if my jokes were funny today, like the channel, subscribe. Let's see if we can get to 97,000, psychological number, 500 subs today. It's 28 more subs if we can grab to 97.5. And then we're 2,500 subs away from that big psycho number, 100,000. Okay, and gold is technically still bullish, could break. Dow, guys, Dow, I told you guys, Dow too. Like, look how it came in there and pushing down. Dow could now start to continue to push down. Excellent call today, guys, excellent. And I got 20% runner, so runners are meant to run. If they continue running, like if a runner hits that daily yellow line, that would be 185 to almost 200 pips to come back down in there. Guys, I had a good call. Thank you, guys. You guys didn't spam the chat on YouTube. Thank you. I engaged with you guys. I talked with you guys, got some jokes with you guys. So hopefully you guys had some fun. I just hate when spamming happens because then I can't see what you guys are asking. And some of you guys are asking good questions, like about a trend line, this, that, So guys, just continue with your cut line, bring it down to represent 50% of that candle. Even if it comes out blue, 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 it could still get rejected and come back down, okay? And if we close black below this green zone, again, you make the green zone red, could continue to push down. But we're getting close to that 200 EMA right there, okay? So you got to kind of respect that, and it's at the bottom of this big zone. And that would be about 125 pips down there. Okay, guys, I got to get out of here. Dave and I have a Zoom call to do. Nice, Mike, you got 72 pips. Amazing. Carla, great. Sang, Christoph, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, guys. Everybody and it came right into our green zone. Okay, I hope this is not like last time. When we had that NASDAQ sell that came in the green zone and then it just skyrocketed right in there. It's same exact setup. It tagged the white line and took off. That could happen again today too. So, I'm happy. I'm always happy when I can secure profit. Okay, I'm not a greedy person. I'm very humble in these markets, and I understand that what comes can be gone just as fast. Easy come, easy go in the markets. So don't play that game. It's a really, really tough psychological game to get out of your head. You want more, you want more, you want more, you want more. The market will reverse, and then you have nothing. So when the market gives you something, take it, put it in your pocket, and let's compound it again the next day. That's the proper way of trading, guys. Don't get greedy, have targets, have goals, proper risk management, do some type of analysis, understand your candlesticks, what they're saying to you. Price action is king. Complement your charts with indicators, and you're good to go. Thank you, guys. What a great call. Tomorrow, guys, look at our trading schedule. Go over here to our website. Join the team. We have 50% off. You can join the Discord. Everybody in the community. This is our Discord right here. Let's go to commodities. We got a lot of gold traders. Amazing. Mike, you got some re-entered after getting out at break even. Good. You took your break even, you re-entered on some on further analysis, and you got right back in the money. So that's excellent. Guys, tomorrow our trading, we got same thing. Post New York session, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going to close out a Friday, and hope you guys can join us. Join the free Telegram group, because this is where we put all of the YouTube links, recaps of what's going on in Dave's session, trade ideas. Guys, thank you for a milestone. We hit 5 million viewers on YouTube and almost at 100,000 subs. We've been working hard at this every single day for the last 6 years, every single day with you guys. Win, lose, shine, rain, snow, or rain. We're here with you guys, okay? And we have a good time. We can have fun, we can joke around, but then it's time to get serious as well. I hope you guys are learning with us at SST. Some of you guys are really, really, really improving your trading. Others, you still need some work on your risk management, but it'll come. It'll come. Trust the process. Take your time. Guys, we could have breaking news as well today. Trump is in China with Xi Jinping. Pay attention to everything. And Dave was on YouTube. Yeah, for the first 2 years, Dave was on YouTube. We were doing 2 sessions, Dave and I. I was doing 1 session, like I would do New York, Dave would do Tokyo. Then we would switch then for a couple of weeks. Then I would do New York, Dave would do Tokyo. We did that for the first 2 years. And then now Dave is teaching all of the snipers in the private Zoom. And I'm here with you guys on YouTube. So you guys get the best of both worlds with everything at SST and the Discord community. Trading with all of these guys. These guys are amazing traders here. On every single day, Mike, best Mike, Forex Borex, he's creating an amazing ORB indicator that's very successful, and he made it for the snipers in our group. So it shows you guys we have a tight community here. We're out to look out for everybody in this community. So everybody is not greedy here. We're all, shout out to Forex Borex, guys. If everyone can shout him out, you know, he works hard behind the scenes, and just want to give him a shout out too. I know he trades a lot of the hours when I'm sleeping and things like that, but the indicator is amazing that he's customized, he's tweaking it, and it works for all securities, and it's very simplistic, and it's amazing. So thank you for that. And everybody else in here, Karina, thank you. Nigel, everybody that's in here, guys. Sniper Kitty, thank you. Have a great day, guys. Okay, I got to go on a call with Big Dave, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, guys. Have a great day. Enjoy your day. Happy trading, and have a great day. Thank you for subscribing and liking the channel as always. And thank you to all of you guys for supporting the channel, and where we hit 5 million views is amazing. Thank you. Have a great day, guys. God bless. Smoke it if you got it. You're right. I got it, so I'll be smoking it right now. Hopefully you guys got it too, and you can smoke it too. I'm going to go have a good smoke right now. Have a good day, guys. Rob, take care. Mike, have a great day. Zizi, take care. Justin, have a great day, brother. I hope you're doing well.
Recording stopped.